Hey guys, welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I think in this episode we're gonna take Ulbrig out and go back to Currantglen. So I did level him up. He had a couple of levels where there was nothing really happening for him as far as choices went beyond the stat upgrades, which I gave him strength, and also the skills. But the levels that we did have to make some choices, I gave him improved critical claw. There should have been greater weapon focus. Yeah, greater weapon focus claw there. And then I also took cleave, and I'll go down the cleaving line with him just to see if he'll get some extra attacks. I also did his mythic path. He already had master shapeshifter, and I gave him mythic improved critical claw and last stand. And let's actually head out. Yeah. Alright, get rid of Greybore and we'll bring Ulbrig. Okay, let's check the crusade stuff for a second. It looks like the army has come in a bit closer now. I think we're still going to wait because I don't know what route to take to get to it, and I don't want to end up having to fight this army. Okay. With this army, the only thing we really have left to do is take on these guys. And we need to take this fort as well. Let's save it here. And I think I'll come down this way and try and take this fort. Okay. Did it move closer? No. It said we need 45 move points, but that's a bit bizarre. Okay. Okay, that's not a great start. We're up to the max already, which is not ideal. Let's take out the marksman. Okay. Let's take out the headhunters now. Ooh, nice. Alright, let's do a heal self. Okay, I think we need to resurrect some of the clerics. And we got everyone back. Okay, nice. So 233 and we got 233 back. I was afraid that I would lose them all because we would exceed the infirmary, but I guess we just snuck in under the threshold. Okay. Let's explore a little bit more then. Alright, we'll go up actually. And I don't think I want to go down this direction. Let's keep moving up. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to continue this direction either, so let's backtrack. Come down this way, and yeah, I think we'll just move all the way back with this army. One thing I think I do want to do is come in here and... Actually, should I do it here? Maybe not. Never been to this location. Never been to this location. Let's check if Keeper's Canyon has some buildings in it or not. It does not. Okay, so we want to build a barracks and an archery range here. So it's going to take 130. Let's buy it. 130, we have 28, so that's 102. I guess there's a limit to how much we can buy, and I guess the limit is how much cash we have. Yep, okay. $102. Do we want to build a stables? That costs 175. That'll make it 277. Okay. 277. I think we want to get some stables as well if we can. So let's do that. Alright, let's go barracks, archery range, stables. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have put the archery range there. Alright. That's a bummer. Alright, never mind. We'll just set up like that. Okay. And that should help us increase our recruitment every week. Probably won't get built in time for the next round of recruitment, but that's fine. And I think with Chief Agaboya, we'll continue waiting down here. That should be fine. Okay, let's head towards Currantglen then. No, we don't want to enter just yet. Okay, nothing else happening here, that's fine. Let's actually do a rest, because I think we need to do the rest. We traveled quite a bit, and yeah, we need to get some spell slots back as well. Okay. Let's head in. Alright. Let's stealth up. And we'll move over here. Let's get everyone on their pets. Okay. Save it here. And Ulbrig said we should start with the Stone of Voices, so I think that's down here. So let's cross the trunk. Alright. I guess let's touch the stone now.
Don't even try not answering me. If you fail me, you tricksy lump of rock, I swear on Pelura's backside, I'll crush you into rubble with my bare hands.
What are you hoping to hear?
I don't know. Anything but silence will do.
Hardly the stone's fault.
This is a stone of voices. If there's no one left to speak, what use is it?
That's right. Show it no mercy. I'll give you... don't know about that. Let's go with... Go on, Ulbrig. Do it.
Right. Don't let me down.
This time the stone responds instantly and not with a faint shimmer like the last time, but with a blinding light. You can make out a winged figure in the radiant glow.
Yes! I knew it! I knew it!
You got an answer?
Not in words, but words are not needed here.
What was that griffin?
It was a manifestation of my god. The first I've seen since I woke up in this mad world of yours. My god is alive, don't you see? And that means part of Sarkoris still lives as well.
Where does the portal lead?
I have no idea, but I'll find out very soon. Well, are you coming with me?
Let's go.
Go, you say? Let's run, say I. Let's fly.
Alright, let's head in, I suppose. Alright, let's stealth up. Can't believe my eyes, it's like I'm back in Sarkoris. Let's go down there, War Chief. Is this his old town or something? Not exactly sure. Looks quite pretty. Alright, let's check out this knowledge world check.
It went splendidly.
An ancient Sarkorian hymn praising the spirits of nature has been carved into the stone. Okay.
A success worthy of praise.
Depiction of the world tree can be seen on the mossy stone. This is how the Sarkorians imagined the universe to be. Fair enough. Or Chief, there's something not right about that horse. The damn thing might be plagued.
A success worthy of praise.
Okay, a scene from the myth of the Great Hunt has been carved into the ancient stone. At the center is a depiction of the divine wolf. Okay. Save it here.
Our time has come.
Let's charge in.
The goddess protects us. Together we stand.
And let's buff up. Might as well. Okay. Decrepit Bogason. Okay. Hate dealing with swarms. Let's summon a swarm of our own. Okay, we actually killed the bogus swarm. Alright, that's fine. Let's go up here. There's some loot. Nice. Good amount of cash. Alright, let's go back to stealthing. And there's a tree blocking this path, apparently. Help, they're going to eat me. Okay, that doesn't sound very good. Okay, I guess there's another swarm here. Oh, another swarm. Alright. Okay, that's not good. Let's heal up. Taking way too much damage. Another swarm here. I think I want to summon second swarm to help us out. Maybe? Thin Boga Swarm, yeah. I don't like that they're throwing alchemist fire, because I think it was hurting us as well, which is a bit annoying. Nevertheless, I think they're all dead now. I told you, no mages. The young woman shakes a lock of dark hair out of her face and casts a look of frustration at the big man in worn Numerian armor. She is breathing heavily after the battle. Come now, Issa. The warrior wipes the sweat from his brow with his broad hand and shakes his head. There is no irritation in his calm voice, only weariness. I received reports about the hunger that moves at the south gate. I had no time to stop and think. Well, make sure you do next time. Ew, the stench of sorcery. She makes a show of wafting away the air in front of her face. I can hardly hear Serena through it. The goddess is displeased. Well, I'm sorry, Issa. Next time before I ride off, I'll have a good old think first, and I'll just let the demons run amok in Gundrun. The big man shrugs, and forgive me for stinking. Come the next bathing day, I'll make sure to scrub my armor. Her expression turns pained, and she raises her narrow hand sharply in the air. Enough. Talking to you is impossible. You're behaving like a barbarian, and in front of our visitors too. Her amber eyes lose some of their frostiness as she surveys your party. I'm sorry you had to witness that. Someone may have forgotten how to act like a chieftain, but I still remember the laws of hospitality. Welcome to Gundrun, travelers. Serena promised to lead you here, and here you are. The warrior casts an appraising glance at you. So you're them then, the outlanders from those hazy prophecies. If you come in peace, then you are well met. And welcome home, she smiles at Ulbrig. You were expecting us? She was expecting you. The man in the Numerian armor casts a sidelong look at his companion. We both were. She glares back at the warrior, but a smile quickly returns to her face. The great Serena caught the scent of one of your party during the heavenly hunt. Many nights passed. It was you. Her gaze fixes on Ulbrig. The moment you awoke, Serena knew. Oh, the spirit of old Sarkoris is strong in you. I can sense it now too. Serena, you say? Never heard of that goddess, but that's no surprise to me. We've got a lot of them. Trailing off, Ulbrig strokes his beard. We had a lot of them, I should say, in the old days. It doesn't matter that you don't know our goddess. What matters is that she knows you. Can't argue with that. If she knows me, maybe she knows my god as well. How did I wrong Evar? Why won't he answer me? Serena knows all. She will most certainly help you. Who are you? The woman proudly steps forward, partially blocking the warrior. I am Yesena, the shaman of this tribe, the guardian of our traditions, spiritual mother, and conduit of the will of the last goddess of Sarkoris. The man politely ducks his head, and I'm Sigvorn, the chieftain of this place. More like a headman. Sarkorian chieftains don't rub elbows with mages, and they don't wear Numerian metal on their chest. The shaman points a delicate finger at Sigvorn's armor. For the first time, a shadow of irritation passes over the man's face. No, I'm the chieftain, Issa. I've been protecting this town with a weapon in my hand for going on 10 years already. And I'm going to keep doing it, even if you think everything I do, every breath I take, even the way I scratch my ass is wrong. Even if our ancestors spit on me from the skies above, I'm going to keep doing it. She exhales heavily. We are the leaders of this town. These are the last inhabited lands of old Sarkoris, and we take pains to preserve our heritage. It's painful, alright, like preserving a boot that lost its pair, Sigvorn mutters. And what about you strangers? Aren't you going to introduce yourselves? I am Stooge, a crusader from Canabras. Canabras? You're a long way from home. Serena, who's that? Oh, you know her, trust me. She smiles cryptically. Serena is one of the most remarkable beings you have ever met in your life, but we all have time to talk about her later, not here and not now. What kind of an answer is that? You're saying this Serena of yours brought us here? Then it must have been for a reason. Take us to her. Patience is a virtue. You will see Serena, I'm sure, but it might be difficult. Either way, before you go to her, you should visit the town, our tiny but still living piece of Sarkoris. Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'd almost lost hope of seeing fellow Sarkorians alive ever again. I nearly went mad with grief when I saw that the Stone of Voices was silent and there was no one to answer me. You can't imagine how delighted we were when our stone suddenly came to life. It had always been silent as far as I know, and then suddenly, the shaman's voice wavers. The point is, today you are a guest of Gundrun. You will see Serena later, soon, but not until she herself wishes it. Where are we? She sweeps her arm out wide in a fluid gesture, setting her bracelet jingling melodically. This is Gundrun, the last stronghold of old Sarkoris, the land that will resurrect our great homeland's former glory. The warrior continues, echoing her passionate tone. A patch of barren land on the very edge of the world wound, a little town of refugees and worth as much as a beggar's spittle on a country road. His voice becomes serious, and our home, which we will fight for till the last drop of blood is spilled. I look at the two of you and I don't know what to think. Part of me feels like I never left home. You talk like we talk, and you look like you could be my own kin. But at the same time you're as strange as if you just came down from the moon. And you're just as confusing for us. You and I look of an age. I might even be slightly older. But then again, you're also old enough to be my great-grandfather, and you saw Sarkoris back when it was still green. It's enough to make your head spin. Should I talk to you like you're just another townsman, or pay my respects to you as an honored ancestor? None of that now. Honors and ceremony is the last thing I need. A fair amount of time has gone by, I know, and a lot has changed in the world. But we chanced to meet, and we accepted each other, and if we seem strange to each other, well, no matter. We'll get used to it. How did this place come to be? Its origins are linked to the fall of old Sarkoris. It is a story of the sorrowful days when the caravans of refugees dreaming of salvation reached out to Ustalav. Back then, our ancestors didn't know that our neighbors were, how should I put it, none too honorable. Our people were looking for a place to sleep and a piece of bread, but they were met with a wall of pikes. The Ustalavs didn't want to let the refugees in, so our people were forced to turn back, and Gundrun, a small fishing village on the border, became the refuge of those poor souls. A good 100 years have passed since then, and to this day we're none too fond of Ustalavs, to put it mildly. And rightly so, of course. I'm not one of those who claim that every person in Ustalav is a rotten scoundrel. No, that's nonsense. It's every second person. She nods, and this is the first time you have seen these two agree on anything so far. I want to hear your story about the demise of Sarkoris. Oh, it happened a long time ago. 100 years have passed since the demon hordes destroyed our shining land. Not a day goes by that I do not grieve for it. My heart's wound still bleeds. I imbibe the pain with my mother's milk. Couldn't you have imbibed something useful, like which mushrooms are safe to eat, or when's the best time of year to plant turnips? Sigvorn's murmured commentary trickles into the conversation. And this man has the blood of Sarkorian chieftains flowing through his veins. You shouldn't have spent so long roaming as a sellsword, Sigvorn. The ways of those ungodly Numerians are set too deeply in your mind. Ysena casts a withering look at Sigvorn. You're both right in your own way, and you're both idiotic children in your own way too. You're arguing and needling each other just like we did in my clan. Can you finish the story about Sarkoris? Right, Sarkoris. Sarkoris should have ended or endured for thousands of years, but it fell in a single night. It must have been the will of the gods. Sarkoris fell in a single night because it had turned a blind eye to the cult of Daskari for too long. And the will of the gods had nothing to do with it. It was the will of Arilu Vorlesh. Devious scum. Ulbrig spits on the ground. Her face twists with resentment. That name, I don't want to hear it. May it sink into oblivion. After that one, how could anyone trust a mage? At the right time and in skilled hands, any tool can be useful. He shrugs as if the argument is now settled. Who were we fighting just now? We don't really know ourselves. We call those creatures the hunger that moves. Small demons stuff themselves inside the skin of a dead man, and off they go, disgusting. They didn't always come so close to the town. We haven't had cause to look into them before now. She seemed genuinely alarmed. I want to take a look around the town. The warrior perks up, stretching and flexing his muscles. You're right, we've done enough talking. We can't hang around all day, can we? Issa, you can stay here if you want, but I've got a trade council soon. Sigvorn offers a nod of farewell and strides off, his troop following behind him. I see you can't wait to get a look at our town, but give me just a few more minutes. There is something you must know without delay. You have appeared on our doorstep at a difficult time. An unknown sickness has swept through our town in recent days, and Sigvorn has quarantined Gunrun's right bank. I wanted to heal the sickness using the power of the Great Serena, but Sigvorn won't even let me near the afflicted. He packed them all into one building and put a guard on the door. He sent off for a healer from Numeria, and he's just waiting for them to arrive. But will the sick last that long? If only someone could convince that bull-headed man to let me help, but it's not just that. There's no way to reach the other bank now. I trust you will find a solution. I'll see you later at the Wolf's Home. Our conversation is still to come. Okay. Interesting stuff happening here. Let's stealth up just in case. Loot. Okay. Anything along here? Nope. Okay, let's head in. More loot. Random loot. Anything in here? Not really. Move along, steerer. Don't make my job any harder. Please, my mother's on the other side. You can see for yourself that I'm not sick. Halt, I can't see a thing. Catching this sickness is the last thing I need. Go home and wait for the quarantine to be lifted. Okay, interesting.
Let us press on.
How long are we supposed to keep watch over these stiffs? Ah, there's a bit of loot over here. And let's chat with Isenna, I suppose. Isenna offers you a friendly nod. You chose an auspicious hour to appear on our doorstep. Wolfsholm welcomes its guests. Didn't she just say that we came at a inconvenient time or whatever? Now she's saying it's an auspicious hour? Interesting. Ulbrig Olesk, servant of the Heavenly Griffin, is knocking at your door. May I cross the threshold of Wolfsholm? You are a welcome guest in this house. Come in. It is an honor to have you. Ulbrig looks at the shaman in surprise as though he expected a different response. Laughing, he wags his finger at her. Surely you don't let a visitor from another tribe in so easily. What if I wasn't who I claimed to be, but some Oglin or Fae? You should have tested me, asked me some questions to catch me out. But anyway, you've bidden me to come in, so in I'll come, but you should thank the gods that this time at least I am who I say I am. I didn't know. The shaman lowers her head like a little girl apologizing to a teacher. I keep the old ways, but so much has been lost. Thank you for pointing out my error. Show the strange charm. This stone looks old. Could it be from Sarkoris? Oh, may I hold it for a moment? I've never seen one before, but I've heard a lot about them. The shaman takes the stone in her hands with great care. It's so ancient, and yet it still holds power. I don't even know what this charm is. I don't remember at all. They use charms like these to honor the forest spirits. Spirits are like little godlings. They're so weak, but they're still useful. The sacred grove still has a few altars standing. You can try your luck. Perhaps your charm will awaken one of them. Why did you call me? How could I not? She cocks her head to one side and gives you a friendly and open smile. You are all that fills Serena's visions these days. The visions come to me one after another, and in each one I see you and the one who walks beside you. That must be me then? And Serena is that she-wolf that appeared before us in the ruins of Currantglen. Ulbrig pensively strokes one of the braids in his beard. A good omen, but what did we do to deserve it? I've never been to your town before, and sorry, but I've never heard of Serena either. But she knows of you. Isn't that enough? These monsters at the gate, you find them troubling, do you not? It is true, demons at our very gates. Serena sends me visions of a dark coiling evil creeping its way to the town, but I can never discern its source. We must search the surrounding lands and learn where the hunger that moves came from. Evil, you say? You know, on our way here we came across more than just your Serena. We also ran into some Oglin with wings like a fly. I remember it saying something about its master. Could that be what your goddess is warning you about? It could well be. If only I could hear her voice more clearly. If only I knew the sacred rituals better, then I wouldn't have to guess. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a fine job. Dealing with gods is always a tricky business. Bamboozled at every step you are. I haven't heard a peep from my god in a long time. Why? What did I do to anger him? Your guess is as good as mine. What can I do for Gundrun? Do you wish to help us? I knew your arrival was a good omen. I had doubts at first, for Serena's visions are not always clear. I wondered if you would be a great boon or a great misfortune, and even though only time will reveal the truth, I have faith that our future is bright. Gundrun's troubles are many, you know. We are few in number. It is difficult for us to defend our home and gather food, but for as long as Serena watches over us, and we remember and honor her, all will be well. The great wolf will show us the right path. How could it be any other way? And yet there is one thing that has long since given me cause to worry. Serena's shrine in the sacred grove. Once long ago, yes, just like in the tales, A genuine smile brightens her face and makes it look very young. Long, long ago, the grove was a place of safety and people were free to enter the shrine. Can you imagine? Shamans of ages past could see Serena with their own eyes, speak with her just like we're speaking right now, not through obscure images in visions. Oh, how I wish I could return Gunrun to those days. Isena sighs, but her sadness is brief. She shakes her mane of thick hair and smiles at you. Who can say? Perhaps you've come here to change everything. Where should I start looking? Her face becomes pensive as if she is trying to summon images from her memory. Darkness, thick rustling darkness, the smell of dirt, moisture and stone dust. And splashing water, waves crashing one by one against the shore. That is what Serena is telling me, and Serena is never wrong. Look for a place that resembles this vision, and may the Great Wolf's blessing be with you. I want to ask you about something. Ask and I will endeavor to answer. Tell me about Serena. Remember how I said you already knew her? I spoke no word of a lie. The white wolf that brought you here, that was Serena, the great wolf of Sarkoris. Serena the swift-pawed, Serena the sharp-eyed. She gazes somewhere over your shoulder, a slight smile playing on her lips. Her fur is whiter than the coldest glacier. She breathes in time and breathes out eternity. Those were the words my grandmother first used to describe her. Isena laughs before taking on a more serious tone. Serena is the last goddess of Sarkoris. Her keen gaze brushes over Ulbrig. Not the last, Ulbrig corrects her harshly. Evar, the heavenly griffin, still lives. Maybe other gods have survived as well. But I doubt there are many of them. You're right on that score. Tell me about yourself. Isena straightens her shoulders and back. What can I tell you? I'm a shaman, the spiritual leader of our town. A gentle and wise mother who listens to anyone who comes to her with their woes. I keep the traditions of old Sarkoris, listen to Serena's will and pass it on to the people. But if you ask Sigvorn about me, you will hear that I am a petulant little girl with a head full of old tales. Her soft laughter fills the air. It may be so. I will show that stubborn fool how real old tales can be. How did you come to be the shaman here? I'm delighted you asked. It is my favorite story. Every Sarkorian tribe must have a shaman who welcomes the newborn, bids farewell to the departed, gathers the people for celebrations and communes with the gods. Such is the way of things, but Gunrun hadn't had a shaman for a whole generation. The people thought the goddess had abandoned us, but they themselves had long forgotten how to worship her. The sacred grove had filled with wicked things, and it had been many years since anyone had entered the shrine. I was a little tot, must have been no older than 5, when my grandma let me out of her sight, and I ended up in the sacred grove. Everyone knew that place meant certain death, and yet I reached the very doors of the shrine and came back, and not a hair on my head had been harmed. The look in her amber eyes is triumphant. Serena kept me safe on my journey. I remember her white fluffy tail. I kept seeing glimpses of it ahead of me, and I remember the smell. The smell of apples in fall. You know, those big red ones? The ones that only turn sweet after the first frost hits. After that, Serena began sending me visions, and eventually I took up the vacant post of shaman here in Gundrun. Isena sighs. I remember it like it was yesterday, the warm, rough surface of the shrine's door under my fingers. I wish I could touch it just one more time. Are you descended from the shamans of this place? Honestly, I don't know. She looks perplexed for the first time since you met her. I think I am. Would the goddess have spoken to anyone else? I'm sure the blood of Sarkorian shamans flows in me. How did you learn about Sarkorian traditions? One can learn much by paying attention to the words of elders and reading the right books. When I was little, I learned all the Sarkorian tales by heart. About the Griffin brother, the bear people, the black mage, it was all so enthralling. And when I grew up, grandmother gave me the books she had inherited from her grandmother. So that's how it is. Books and grandmother's tales. That's all that's left of our people. Ulbrig laughs bitterly, and not even 100 years have passed. What's your opinion of Sigvorn? It's obvious we don't get along too well, isn't it? She looks away. Whenever I see him coming along the road, I already know the two of us are going to fight like cat and dog. I just can't stand it. Every part of me rebels against his disregard for our traditions. Mages, Nemirian art technology, he drags anything and anyone into his so-called clan without a second thought. All that matters is that it works. Ancestral experience be damned. What he doesn't understand is that the body must be one with the soul. You cannot give up on your heart to save your body and remain yourself. Why, just look at the hunger that moves. It looks alright. The shell is alive. But peer inside and you will see a terrifying void. That's harsh, comparing a corpse stuffed with flies to your own chieftain, Ulbrig chuckles, but sorcerers and Nemirian metalsmiths, they're no laughing matter. You're right about that. Thank you for your answers. I hope my words will help you. I have to go. May the Great Wolf bless your every step in these lands. Okay, so we had a chat with Isenna.
We march ahead.
Let's examine the altar.
It went splendidly.
The idol dedicated to the tribe's ancestors stares down at you in harsh benevolence, radiating tranquility and sanctity. As long as it stands here, the townsfolk need not fear the corruption of the abyss. That's not bad. They have some sort of protection. Okay. Let's come back here and talk to this axeman. That's far enough. The burly fellow standing in front of the bridge is unhurriedly peeling an apple. He glances at you, barely bothering to take a break from his task. I've told you 100 times there's a quarantine. Stay on your side with the rest of the afflicted. The healer will arrive soon. Chieftain's orders. Okay, diplomacy 31 plus 26. Intimidate 29 plus 26. I guess we'll go with intimidate then. I'm about to knock out every tooth you have. Okay, nice. Ooh, we got a 3. We just passed. The guard stares at you in fear and quickly steps aside. Fine, fine. I see you're not one to mess with. Go on, I don't want any trouble. Okay. Citizen, drunkard. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to end the episode. We made our way to Currantglen after we took out that fort, which gives us a bit more of a foothold in a new section of the world that we can now explore. And we found out some interesting things from Isenna about herself and the tribe, and obviously she has some disagreements with the chieftain, which we will talk to him in the next episode to see what he has to say. Just taking a look at the quest log. Yeah, we have to talk to Sigvorn. We've talked to Isenna. Explore the town. There are 2 possible explanations. Either the portal has transported the party to the past, or by some miracle a number of Sarkorians escaped annihilation. Whatever the case, the commander should explore the town and talk to its residents. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought initially. I actually thought that the portal was taking us back to the past, where Ulbrig would be able to, I guess, catch up with his tribe, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, so yeah, we'll find out a bit more about Sigvorn's side of the, I guess, story in the next episode. So thanks a lot for joining me for this one, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Hope you have a good day.